Hello guys, good morning, good evening and good night to you, wherever you are. In today's video, I'll tell you guys my game week number 12 Premier League prediction. So let's start off with the first match of Leeds United versus West Ham. Leeds United only won one home game this season, and that was against Fulham, which was the second game of the season, which means they haven't won a game in their last four home matches. Leeds are fourth in the league for both average possession kept and shots per game. Bamford has scored 50% of Leeds' goals this season, and he takes the most shots per game from all players in the league. Now, West Ham won the second most percentage of aerial duels at away stadiums this season in West Ham's last six fixtures. They scored the first goal before the opposition, and they lost only two times. So, my prediction is a 1-1 draw, with West Ham scoring first, then Bamford scoring next. Now, let's go to the next match of Wolves versus Aston Villa. Wolves' last four home matches, they didn't lose any one of them. Wolves took the third most shots per game at home in the Premier League this season. Wolves' last clean sheet came against Crystal Palace, which was in late October. And Aston Villa lost four of their last five games in the Premier League. Aston Villa took the fifth most shots per game in away stadiums. Aston Villa failed to score in only one game this season, and they played a total of 9 games. So my prediction is a 2-1 win for Wolves. Now let's go to the next match of Newcastle versus West Brom. Newcastle scored 6 goals at home, and 4 of them came from Callum Wilson. So he is their top striker. And Newcastle goalkeeper Carl Darlow has made 44 saves, which is the second most saves made by a keeper in the Premier League. So will he be able to keep a clean sheet? I would expect that, because he's playing against West Brom, who haven't won an away game this season. In West Brom's last 4 away games, they only scored 1 goal. West Brom goalkeeper Sam Johnston made the most saves in the Premier League. So my prediction is a tight match where Newcastle will win 1-0. Now let's go to the Manchester derby of Manchester United versus Manchester City. In Manchester United's last 3 games, they scored only in the second half. Manchester United kept only 2 clean sheets this season, so defensively they've been poor. At home stadiums, Man U won the most percentage of aerial duels from any other team in the Premier League, and Man U at home have been very poor, so I'd probably expect that Man U would lose this game, especially that they're playing against Manchester City, who have kept the most possession per game, and they have the best pass accuracy in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne took the third most shots per game compared to Premier League players. And Kevin De Bruyne has the second most assists in the Premier League. So I'd expect Kevin De Bruyne will be heavily involved in this game, especially because I think that Man City will keep possession. So my prediction is a 2-1 win for Man City. Now let's go to the next match of Everton versus Chelsea. In the last 3 home games, Everton haven't won. And Everton kept only 1 clean sheet this season and conceded at least 2 goals in 7 games out of the 11 games, which means defensively Everton have been poor, but attackingly they've been great because Calvert-Lewin is the league's current top scorer. And Chelsea haven't lost an away game this season. In Chelsea's last 3 away games, they kept a clean sheet. And Chelsea kept the second most average possession in the Premier League, and they have the second most best pass accuracy. So I'd expect that Chelsea will dominate this game and they'll score many goals. So I think that the prediction will be 2-1 for Chelsea. Now, Southampton versus Sheffield United. Southampton kept 4 clean sheets in this season, and 3 of them came at their home stadium. Southampton's top scorer of the season, Danny Ings, is now back from injury. So I'd expect Danny Ings will be heavily involved in this game and will score 1 goal, a minimum. And Sheffield United haven't kept a clean sheet this season. Also, away from home, they accumulated 0 points. They scored only 5 goals this season, which is the least from any other team in the Premier League. So Sheffield United have started very badly, and they might continue this bad form, especially against Southampton, who are a good team. So my prediction is a 2-0 win for Southampton. Now let's go to the next match of Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. Whenever Crystal Palace scored before the opposition, they either won the game or got a draw. Defensively, Crystal Palace only kept 1 clean sheet, which came in the first game of the season. And against Tottenham, I do not expect them to keep a clean sheet, because Tottenham have been clinical this season and they've scored many goals. And Tottenham haven't lost an away game this season. In Tottenham's last 7 games, they kept 6 clean sheets. Tottenham scored 13 goals away from home and 7 of them came from Son, which is more than 50% of Son's contribution. So I'd expect that Son and Kane will be heavily involved in this game and they'll get many goals. So my prediction is a 2-0 win for Tottenham and they'll keep a clean sheet. Now let's go to the next match of Fulham versus Liverpool. On average, Fulham score 1 goal and concede 1.91 goals per match. 45% of Fulham's matches end with both teams scoring. So I'd expect that Fulham will not keep a clean sheet in this game. And Liverpool didn't win in their last 4 games away from home. If we only consider away games played, Liverpool will be 16th because they've only won 1 game away from home. And Mo Salah takes his second most shots per game in the Premier League. So I'd expect actually that Liverpool will get their second away win of the season and they'll win 2-0. So they'll keep a clean sheet. Then Arsenal versus Burnley. Arsenal lost their last 3 home games and scored only 1 goal in those 3 games. On average, Arsenal scores 0.91 goals and concede 1.27 goals per match, which is very poor form of attackingly and defensively from Arsenal. And 36% of Arsenal's matches end with both teams scoring. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal do not keep a clean sheet. And Burnley haven't won an away game this season and failed to score in their last 3 away games. Burnley have the second worst goal difference in the Premier League this season. So actually, Arsenal might be able to keep a clean sheet in this game because Burnley are poor attackingly. So I'd expect that Arsenal will get a win and they'll win 1-0. Now the last match of Leicester versus Brighton. Leicester haven't drawn a game this season and they either lost or won. But Brighton got the most draws this season with drawing 4 of their 11 games played. And whenever Leicester scored first, they won the game. And Vardy scored a total of 9 goals this season. But only 1 goal came at home. So Vardy at home has been poor. And away from home, Brighton received 3 red cards. So they've been aggressive this season away from home. So when they get a red card against Leicester, I do not expect that. And my prediction will be a 1-1 draw. And guys, what are your predictions? Tell me in the comments below. And tell me what you think of my predictions in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And make sure to subscribe. And goodbye.